Good evening, I'm Kimilia and you're watching KiniNews. Najib Abdul Razak and Pekan are synonymous. However, that could change if he fails in his final appeal against his SRC conviction starting next week. And Umno is ready for the possibility of replacing Najib in Pekan.
Pahang Umno is ready to face any possibility that will follow the outcome of former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak's ongoing trial verdict. When contacted, Pahang Umno Information Chief Syed Ibrahim Syed Ahmad said the party is ready to replace Najib as a candidate in Pekan if needed. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, he said the party has many candidates who can stand in Pekan, not just Najib. He added that Pahang Umno has no issues in terms of candidates and they're ready to face all possibilities. He said this when asked to comment on speculation that Najib's eldest son, Muhammad Nizar, now Pekan Umno Youth Chief, will be fielded to stand under the parliament seat in GE15. According to Utusan Malaysia, Nizar will be fielded to continue the late Abdul Razak Hussein's legacy in Pekan. However, Syed Ibrahim said he was not aware of the candidacy speculations.
All eyes will be on the federal court on Monday as it hears Najib Abdul Razak's final avenue of appeal, his SRC corruption case conviction. But that's just one of many cases faced by Najib. Meanwhile, in the 1MDB audit report case, a witness said he amended the report to protect himself. Former Premier Najib Abdul Razak sought an amendment to the 1MDB audit report in 2016 in order to shield himself from legal consequences. This is according to the testimony of MACC officer Hanif Lami. He told the Kuala Lumpur High Court this morning that this was his conclusion on the reason the accused used his then position as Prime Minister to order the amendment before the report could be tabled to the Public Accounts Committee in 2016. The 16th prosecution witness was testifying in the 1MDB audit report case against Najib and former 1MDB CEO Arul Kanda Kandasamy. During proceedings before trial judge Muhammad Zaini Mazlan, Hanif testified that this was also the reason that Arul Kanda was allegedly involved in amending the audit report. Syed Ibrahim's firm has confirmed that it will not abandon its client Najib Razak next week. Najib Abdul Razak's new legal team will not discharge themselves from acting for the former premier in the event that the Apex Court decides to proceed with his appeal hearing in the 42 million ringgit SRC international corruption case next week. Lawyer Syed Ibrahim today denied media reports alleging the firm had conveyed that it will withdraw from the case under such conditions during case management on Wednesday. The case management was over Najib's bid to adduce fresh evidence to nullify his conviction on 7 charges of abuse of power, criminal breach of trust, and money laundering. Syed said his firm had taken up the case because Najib had legitimate grievances with regard to his conviction. He added that the firm was prepared to proceed with the motion for retrial on Monday and will continue representing Najib for as long as it has the Pekan MP's confidence. Next Monday, the federal court is set to first hear the fresh evidence bid, followed by the main SRC appeal which also targeted Najib's 12-year jail sentence and 210 million ringgit fine. The court had previously rejected a bid by Najib's new legal team to postpone the appeal hearing. iPay88 only revealed that it faced a data breach 3 months after the incident, and this is a problem that must be fixed according to a lawmaker. Lembah Pantai MP Fahmi Fadzil urged the government to amend the Personal Data Protection Act 2010, also known as PDPA. Fahmi said this is to compel companies to notify the authorities immediately when there is a data breach. He said the country must look at personal data as a national treasure and its safety must be taken seriously by all quarters. Yesterday, iPay88 acknowledged that a cybersecurity breach may have compromised the card data of its users. The company added that it had initiated a probe on May 31st, engaging experts to mitigate the matter, but did not specify when the security breach had happened. It added that the containment process was successfully completed and no further suspicious activity has been detected since July 20th. Since then, Communications and Multimedia Minister Anwar Musa announced an investigation on the matter as well. Hurling brickbats at iPay 88, Fahmi said the company only made a public statement on the data breach yesterday, about 3 months after the incident happened. A 4-year-old miraculously recovered after being thrown off a flyover. However, his fight for a normal life is far from over. He'll need costly surgery to walk again, and one lawmaker is trying to help. The boy who was thrown off the MRR2 highway flyover in Selayang is showing signs of recovery. The 4-year-old was the only survivor of the tragic incident involving a refugee and his 3 children on August 2nd. The boy and his 2 older siblings were thrown off by their father, who after that plunged to his death. Kepong MP Lim Lip Eng, who visited the boy at Hospital Selayang yesterday, said he has been moved from the intensive care unit to a regular ward. Lim said the boy could now open his eyes, recognize his mother and speak. Lim was invited to visit by the boy's mother, who called to seek help with his medical bills. He sustained a fracture on his hip from the fall and needs surgery so he could walk again. As a non-citizen, the boy must pay a sizable fee to be treated at the public hospital. As such, the MP said he's committed to finding a way to take care of the entire medical bill. The Alliance of Chin refugees raised 9,000 ringgit to pay for the funerals of the 38-year-old man and his son and daughter. With most lawmakers agreeing with the smoking endgame bill in principle, the committee will meet for the first time next week to fine-tune several provisions. The Parliamentary Special Select Committee on the Control of Tobacco Product and Smoking Bill 2022 will meet for the first time next week. This was revealed by Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin. Khairy said the meeting, which will be chaired by him, will listen to the views of 12 members of the committee. He said based on the letter from opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim to Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob, they both agreed on the bill in principle. Khairy also said during the debate he could say 95% of members of parliament also agreed with the bill. However, he noted that they needed to refine several provisions, including in terms of enforcement and fines. The bill seeks to prohibit those born on and after January 1, 2007 from purchasing or possessing cigarettes or vape products. It aims to prevent the young generation from picking up the smoking habit. A lawmaker has called for the waiver of imported goods tax until after the projected recession to help the lower-income group. DAP National Chairperson Lim Guan Eng has urged Putrajaya to waive the 10% sale tax on imported low-value goods sold online. Lim called for the government to reduce the burden of the low-income group. He said they would be the main purchasers of imported LGV priced below 500 ringgit. The government expects to earn an additional 200 million ringgit in revenue following the implementation of the Sales Tax Amendment Bill 2020 next year. Currently, low-valued goods priced 500 ringgit and below are not subject to any tax when they are imported to Malaysia. He clarified there is a need to create a level playing field by imposing the same tax, which is imposed on local suppliers on foreign ones too. However, he said the government should instead waive the 10% online sales tax on local suppliers for LVG below 500 ringgit. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.